Some of President Trump's supporters in Congress have proposed amending the Constitution to allow him to pursue a third term in 2028, an idea that revs up his political base but defies the Constitution. The 22nd Amendment took effect in the early 1950s to limit U.S. presidents to 2 terms in office. And the fateful decision that changed history happened in a most unlikely place, where the man responsible is still celebrated, as Scott McFarland discovered.
It was a decision that changed history.
America's first third-term president.
Made not in Washington, but here in Hyde Park, New York, where Franklin Delano Roosevelt was born, frequently stayed while president, and where he remains part of the landscape.
How much pride does Hyde Park have in being FDR's town?
A lot of pride. It was the center of the free world at one time.
Local historian Carney Reinvald met us at Hyde Park's Ever-Ready Diner near the Roosevelt estate. Reinvald says the people of Hyde Park cherish that Roosevelt sought to be here during the hard times and for the hardest choices.
He claimed that that's the only way he could keep from going crazy, because first he was fighting the war against the Depression.
I can assure you that it is safer for you to keep your money in a reopened bank than to keep it under the mattress.
And then he was fighting World War II.
We are going to win this war, and we are going to win the peace that follows.
This was his mother's originally?
Yes, that's right.
We visited Roosevelt's childhood home.
This room is the library, or in essence, a big family room.
FDR Museum Director William Harris says it became Roosevelt's White House retreat.
I think that there was sustenance here for him. Sustenance of the soul, that sounds sort of grand, but he could reconnect and recharge here.
And also make big decisions.
The only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
He knew that you could not fool people, that times weren't tough, that the war wouldn't be hard, that lives in great numbers wouldn't be lost.
In July 1940, as Roosevelt's second term was concluding and as he prepared to retire to his newly built presidential library just up the street from his home, FDR quietly grappled with whether to break an American tradition.
It was in this room.
Absolutely. He spent a coy year refusing to say whether he would run for a third term or not.
Ultimately,
Roosevelt runs for a third term.
Mr. Third Term Candidate.
Yeah.
inside the museum,
So this is what a tweet looked like in 1940.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
you'll find the campaign buttons
Dr. Jekyll of Hyde Park.
and the attack lines from the 1940 campaign.
This one says Dethronement Day.
Yes.
They show FDR's choice unleashed some backlash.
Just very simple. That's right. No third term.
There's references to dictators here.
Yes.
And was a wedge issue against challenger Wendell Willkie.
The first third-term inaugural with
Yet, Roosevelt coasted to a third term, spending Election Day in Hyde Park, where he voted. He then won a fourth term,
President Roosevelt returns to the Capitol.
abbreviated by his 1945 death.
At Hyde Park, the end of the final journey for the late President Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
But the kickback to FDR's choice was strong and swift.
This seems suddenly like a very sensible change to make to the rules of who can run for president again once he's out of the equation.
Robert Childs is a professor at the University of Maryland.
He's not there to stop this, and saying, oh, this is an attack on the legacy of FDR, that's not enough to overcome people's sort of misgivings about the possibility of a president for life. And so ultimately, that plus that temporary Republican strength in the Congress is what gets this through.
6 years after FDR's death and the end of World War II, Congress and the necessary 36 states had rushed to pass and ratify the 22nd Amendment. Though such a proposal was attempted before, the 22nd Amendment had unique fuel in the late 1940s.
Harry S. Truman takes the presidential oath.
Republicans sought to capitalize on a moment to end the Democrats' grip on the White House that Harry Truman extended. Southern Democrats joined too, some of them critical of Truman. America had promptly decided they didn't want any more three-term presidents. Here in Hyde Park, his legacy is unsurpassed.
Being a part and being a benefit to his local community was important to him. Of course, buildings are named after him, and he had a hand in the design of some buildings. So he's inseparable from it, inseparable.
And one of the biggest honors here for the four-term president is perhaps one of the smallest in size. FDR's name is on the community's small World War II memorial, a commander-in-chief who died during the war after staying on the job. They will be discussing third terms again in the year 2032. There'll be a centennial celebration of Roosevelt's first election right here along the banks of the Hudson in Hyde Park. For CBS Saturday Morning, Scott McFarland, Hyde Park, New York.
Hyde Park, beautiful area and great history beyond even what Scott McFarland reported. Eleanor Roosevelt has her own home there, and it's amazing.
I also love that they continue to make history very much part of the present there.
Yes.
I mean, the fact that FDR is considered by many historians as the first modern president, it still seems unfathomable to have four terms when you're talking about the presidency.
1, 2, 3, 4. We'll see what happens. A lot in store for us.